So now we're gonna do some arm and hand massage with the client supine. Arm is already undraped. To put the lubricant on, you have two options. I tend to want to touch the deltoid and take my lubricant through, going through the forearm, just long effleurage gliding strokes. I'm gonna support here, and then I'm gonna go up and over the deltoid and back down. This is just still putting lubricant on. Holding here, up through the anterior, well, actually the posterior forearm, up around the deltoid and back down, making sure that all aspects of the arm and hand have lubricant on it. I might pause here for hand distribution of the lubricant and also pulling on the fingers. Okay, so we're back to home base. I'm gonna hold here at the wrist, not putting pressure on the wrist, but just holding. Placing my hand here on biceps and triceps, up around the deltoid and back, one-handed effleurage. Up around the deltoid and back. If I wanted to, I could take two hands, up around the deltoid and back. That doesn't feel great to me, so I'm gonna place one hand here at the wrist, and one hand, again, effleurage, so I'm in a lunge or horse stance. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing with the forearm. I'm gonna glide down to the forearm. One-handed effleurage on the forearm. Now, the forearm bones are pretty superficial here, the radius and the ulna. So I'm not putting direct pressure down on the bones, but I am using pressure as I move up towards the heart, or centripetal pressure, if you will. Again, holding the hand, because if I don't hold this hand, the hand might get a little wobbly and feel a little insecurity. See that instability? So I like to place my other hand on somewhere on the hand. Doesn't mean you have to be fully pressing on it. I just give a touch, just so I hold everything in place. Now, what does that look like as I go up the entire arm with effleurage? I'm gonna switch it up, hold here, one hand as I'm lunging all the way up, around the deltoid and back. And if you want, let the other hand meet it. Pull all the way through. All the way through. Hand, it's just like a squeezing and milking of the hand. And fingers, you don't have to do the fingers every time if you don't want to. Let's do that again. Holding here, one-handed effleurage, not pressing down directly on the radius and ulna. Over the deltoid. Meet the other hand, and this time, leave everything on the table, and I'll just come through the hand. Okay, so at this point I want to switch to petrissage. I'm going to hold the wrist. I'm in a lunge because I'm moving this way, even though I'm doing petrissage. So I'm doing one-handed petrissage. This is on the biceps, also lateral arm, and I'm going to move that up through the deltoid. One-handed petrissage. So this would be effleurage, and this would be petrissage. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the arm out. I'm going to have a seat. I'm holding the arm here. I'm going to just hold here and support at the top of the hand. And I'm going to do some one-handed petrissage on the forearm, inside of the forearm. So this is going to feel really good as a massage therapist. Like a grab and lift of the muscles. You can also do, so here's effleurage, and here's petrissage. Now I'm gonna do the biceps. So I'm gonna get this arm a little bit more out of my way. Effleurage, petrissage. Okay, now I'm gonna work on the hand. I'm gonna sit here so the arm is in line with the body. I'd like you to come over here and get what I'm doing underneath his hand. Right underneath here. It's just a squeezing of the inside of the hand. Very good. And now I'm going to flex the elbow, and I'm going to be right here. If you could get this, what I'm doing. Lift your fingers a little bit, thank you. Circular effleurage. Lift your fingers a little bit more just so they can see. Very, very good. Thank you. Okay. Giving in some pressure there. Okay. So we're gonna go one more time up the arm. I'm gonna hold here. Effleurage up the arm, not pressing directly on the radius and ulna, coming up through the biceps, around the deltoid. Bring the other hand to meet, gliding down, pulling all the way through the hand, then the fingers. As a finish, I like to grab by the wrist, give a little shake of the shoulder, nerve stroke. That's a wrap.